I flopped down in my recliner, my old bones aching from a long day's work. Only 1 year until retirement, I said to myself. I kicked off my shoes and flicked on the TV. I turned on some old game show and took a quick nap. I awoke to the deafening siren of my fire alarm. My lasagna was now an unrecognizable lump of charcoal. I gave up on my meal and went back to sleep. Sometime later, I rolled over and opened my eyes. The television was playing some kind of public release movie. It had just started, and the opening scene was in Clydesdale, my hometown. I was surprised to see anything made in Clydesdale. It's a very out-of-the-way place. A boy appeared on the screen. It reminded me a lot of my childhood. The familiar hills in the background, and a humble yellow house with a red pickup truck in front. This movie looks interesting. I grabbed the remote to turn the volume louder, but my stomach rumbled in discomfort. I paused the television with my live play remote, and I walked into the kitchen and grabbed my phone to order something. The prospect of lasagna was long gone at this point, and I picked some greasy fast food instead. I returned to my recliner, phone in hand, keeping an eye on the delivery app. I downed a glug of water and unpaused the movie. As the movie develops, I can't help but to be bothered by all of the striking similarities I share with the main character. He'd went to the same school as I did. His parents had the same mannerisms, and he even wore the same blue jacket I'd worn growing up. This movie was giving me the creeps. The boy went to a school dance where he got on stage and performed a song for the dancers. That happened to me, in the same way, on the same stage. This had to be some kind of joke. I jump in my seat when a knock rings out from the door. I look down at my app to see that the order had been completed and was waiting at my door. Despite how hungry I'd been earlier, my appetite was all but gone at this point. I opened my door and retrieved my food. I started eating and quickly unpaused the movie. It goes through the boy's life after high school, how he decided to just enter the workforce as a day laborer, the same path I'd chosen. He meets a woman, but she breaks his heart. The dramatization of my life made my eyes water, reflecting on an old packed-away memory, bursting open so abruptly. I wipe away some tears as I crumble my takeout bag into a ball and hurl it into the wastebasket. I watched the scene in my movie pan to a knock at the door. It was me, startled by the knock, while watching a movie. An exact replay of what happened just minutes ago. My spine shivered, and I was transfixed with fear. Although unlikely, I could blame the past hour of the movie to some kind of improbable coincidence. But this was such a fresh memory. I scramble as to what I should do next. I look at the angle where the shot was taken at in the movie, and search for some kind of hidden camera or something. "It has to be here," I yell while fumbling through some junk on my bookcase. After ripping apart the room, I discovered nothing out of the ordinary. I couldn't stop myself from shaking, and I decided to continue watching the movie. A hooded figure cocks a shotgun and gathers a number of goons. He walks up to my driveway, my body leaning forward in my seat as I watch in terror. "Let's go," one of the masked men said. I hear a crowbar wedge into my door as I see it happening live in the movie. I started screaming, rushing to get my phone to call 911. I tremble as I dial the number, running to the kitchen and arming myself with a knife to ward off the attackers. I try to pause the movie, but the remote was too far away from the TV to register. The door bursts open from around the corner as I look toward the television. A chaotic moment of realization came over me as I noticed that the movie only had a mere seconds left.